Hi, I'm Sister Nancy Usselman from the Daughters of St. Paul in Culver City, California. And I'm here for our spiritual life hacks. That's right, the spiritual life hacks. There's faith solutions to life's daily challenges. And I'm here to talk to you a little bit about today. What is the spiritual life hack that we can talk about? Well, that is, can we sometimes go through life without reflecting deeply on spiritual truths or on the purpose of life and the meaning of life and or how we're striving to be a better person? It's easy to do. We can just keep running through life, but we can be grumpy and angry and gossipy and jealous and just bitter, judgmental people. It requires that we for us to look deeply at our own hearts. Otherwise, we won't change. But we all can change and we all should change. We all have to grow in our spiritual life. We can't just say, oh, this is who I am, so that's it. No, we have to change. We have to grow. We have to ask for forgiveness. We have to um, love others, and that takes work. But to love means that we have to change our own hearts. There's a great quote by Socrates, the Greek philosopher, who said, an unexamined life is not worth living. So, our spiritual life hack today is about the examination of conscience, or the daily examen, as St. Ignatius of Loyola would call it. And a daily examen is really recognizing that God's great gift to us. So, to first of all begin with gratitude, to thank God for his many gifts and blessings, to recognize his love for us, to recognize all his gifts, but also to look at how we have lived that day in appreciation of those gifts and gratitude for those gifts. And perhaps looking at those times that we have failed to love or failed to respond to God's grace, to really examine our hearts, go through all of the details of the day, how we have related to other people. Perhaps we weren't very kind. Perhaps we were frustrated. Perhaps we let out our anger, or whatever it is, whatever sins that take possession of us during the day. We have to look at that and ask the Lord for forgiveness for the day. It's really taking time to examine our hearts and our minds, and also to pray that the next day we do better. We pray for God's grace to change, to be better people. And this takes work. So a daily examine is really an important thing. And here at Pauline Books and Media in Culver City, we have some great tips that can help. Um, there's this wonderful book called The Examined Prayer, Ignatian Wisdom for Our Lives Today by Father Timothy Gallagher. It's a wonderful book that goes through the daily examination of conscience and why it's so important for our spiritual life and our spiritual journey. So if you get a chance, this is a wonderful book to read, to reflect on, to pray with. And we're all crabby, right? Sometimes we're all frustrated. We all deal with our own issues. But, so we're the saints. That's part of being human. We struggle with our own crabbiness, our own complaints, but the saints do too. So we have a wonderful new title from Sister Mary Leah Hill, who's known on Twitter and other social media as hashtag the Crabby Mystic, or as the handle the Crabby Mystic on Twitter. So look for her handle, the Crabby Mystic. She writes this wonderful book called Stumbling Upon Holiness with the Crabby Mystic. And, many saints, like I said, struggle with their own humanness. Teresa of Avila, she complained to God. She put her finger up at him sometimes and said, hey, wait, what's going on here? But our crabbiness can be a moment where we reflect deeply on our lives, and also lead us to prayer, lead us to union with God, and surrendering even our struggles and the struggles of our own humanness and our complaints and our crabbiness to God. So those of you who struggle with complaints and crabbiness, hey, this book is for you. Complaints of the Saints. Check it out. I'm going to put it up here where you can get it. You write it right here. Call us at 310-397-8676, or you can send an email to culvercity@paulinemedia.com, and we'd be happy to help you. Our website is pauline.org. So you can also go from the web store at pauline.org. But call us today for Complaints of the Saints or the Examined Prayer. All right. Thanks so much for being with me today, and stay tuned for future episodes of Spiritual Life Hacks with the Media Nuns. God bless you.